Hi everybody, this is Blab Dad and this is my YouTube channel journey, and this is the second portion or second part of cash monetization on YouTube. So let's go through that second part, but first let's go back through what we talked about in the first video. The top 5 over here is AdSense. Affiliate marketing is number 2. Number 3 is your own product and service. Number 4 is your free product trade. And number 5 is existing business. And now let's go through the latter 5, the part 2 of cash, which is chapter 6. So let's get to it. So we have crowdfunding. So here's what crowdfunding is a practice of funding a project or venture by raising small amounts of money from a large number of people. So think of it like Kickstarter or GoFundMe. You've seen those where a particular person needs a certain amount of cash because of this, and they're literally asking the audience. But this is different on a different twist. They're asking for it not in a one-time ask, but as regular support. So if anybody knows anything about missions in the religious sector, what they do for a mission is that they raise regular donations and support from people who like of what the mission is all about. So they'll ask that and they'll ask for a monthly donation for $20, $50, $100 on a monthly basis. That's going to keep supporting that particular person or project. And that's what crowdfunding is all about. So they say, as an example, do you remember the Jerry Lewis telethon? As I was saying before, when you're going on crowdfunding, Kickstarter or GoFundMe, it's a one-time ask. Same thing with the Jerry Lewis telethon way back in the day. It was this one day with all these stars and all this talent, and Jerry stands out there and he talks about, you know, this particular disease, and I believe it's muscular dystrophy, MDA. And as I was talking about it, he's asking, can you help support us? And so you can see in the back, he shows the number, and at the end of the night, they show this big, enormous amount of millions of dollars that were contributed through TV and the telephone to that particular, the Jerry Lewis telethon, to help support the cause that he had. So just imagine it like that one-time ask, only one day. And so another example of how people ask for regular support, if you've ever heard the PBS stations, whether it's on TV or on the radio, they regularly ask for donor support to support PBS and whether it's the TV station or radio station. And if you like to hear more of it, this is why those donations are important. So you could understand the difference in crowdfunding of how a one-time ask and a regular basis ask is going to help build that particular mission for that person or project. Now, they recommend that you focus on building your influence first before focusing on building an income. And as I said before, this almighty dollar won't come to you until you've built that influence. So crowdfunding, that was number 1. Number 2 is events. A live or in-person, or, well, now, because of COVID, it's virtual. People pay for these particular events. So imagine if you had an event that was supposed to go on, like, I don't know, a Comic-Con. Those are huge, and in-person is the best. But if you can't go to a Comic-Con because of these particular COVID restrictions, then the next best thing is to have a virtual conference where people would pay for that. That's one of the ways that you can do that. Whether it's in person live or it's recorded, these events are becoming more popular just because it's just another way of doing business other than what we used to do pre-COVID. Next, number 3 is brand sponsorships. Bringing awareness to company products, you get paid a generous amount. So online marketing for brand sponsorships, such as FameBit, those types of things, is one of those ways that you can go through brand sponsorships. One particular lady who is now a video influencer from being friends with Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. Her name is Heather Torres. Back in the day, whatever that time period was for her, she was a homeschool mom who had her own channel, homeschool mom. So what they mention is you don't have to be a large-scale YouTuber to take advantage of brand deals. As long as you have focused content, you might be able to generate interest with related companies. Here's how Heather Torres did this. It was pretty smart. So Heather didn't have the certain funds she needed to buy for this large curriculum that she's going to need for the entire year for her children. So what did she do? She literally asked them, if I review your program, review your curriculum, I'll do videos and talk about them. Well, guess what? She was able to convince them to give her all the curriculum, and she gave a tutorial of how those particular sections in the curriculum worked. What a win-win for her. She literally took this brand of curriculum and did it for them free of charge, where there was this type of exchange. And guess what? She was able to take the curriculum that she reviewed, and they started paying her sponsorship money for that. Genius, right? Heather Torres did that. Now, here's some other statistics. 82% of viewers are likely to follow a micro-influencer. Heather Torres. Recommendations, which provides companies, and they don't need to rely on a huge channel to do that. They just need the viewers. So that's one of the ways micro-influencers advocate for other brands. So that was number 3. Number 4, licensed content. So you pay for the content. They pay you for your content for their company. Licensed content. Let me say that again. They pay you for your content for their company. So whatever, like for example, those folks who go out and they travel, they take pictures, they do videos, and instead of hiring someone to go do that stuff, they literally have that particular person have their licensed content sold to places who pick up and sell pictures and videos, and they give the money back to the person who did that. So licensed content, that's number 4. Number 5, last one, is speaking engagements. So if you've built enough influence and authority around a topic, people pay you for it. Remember Sean Cannell, the guy who does these reviews? So he not only has his own YouTube channel, not only does he has his own merchandise, but because of his reviews and his face value on YouTube, people have asked for to pay for speaking engagements for this particular person. The more popular you get, guess what you get to do? You get to raise your fee for speaking engagements, because that's your time, and time is money. So that's another way to generate. If you have the influence on YouTube and you're fit and you have that face value that other people recognize, that was another way to go ahead and generate some income. So that's the latter 5, which is crowdfunding, events, brand sponsorships, licensed content, as well as speaking engagements. So let me go ahead and finish up. So here are some beginner mistakes. Influence must always come first. Influence must always come first, not the money. That could be a mistake. First priority for modeling influence, and then building a community and being friendly. Last of all, making sure that you lastly switch to monetization. So they've shown different examples within this book where folks have not monetized until a year or 2 later. That's a long time to wait for money to come in. But if you don't have the influence, you can't make the money. Focus on building your influence. Stay patient and persistent, and income will follow. Reminder, always remember about the mission. The mission, that comes first. So one of the last other quotes that comes from a Gary Vaynerchuk about beginner's mistakes is, doing the right thing is always the right thing. Doing the right thing is always the right thing. So again, if you put money before your mission, that money may not come because you didn't put the mission first. So lastly is the last point that I'm going to give to you on this last video, part 2 of cash, is figuring out your role in regards to your viewers. What is your role? Are you an entertainer? Are you someone who gives inspiration? Figure out your role first, which would lead your mission. You're going to have a trial and error. You're going to fail before you become a success. So right now, I am making mistakes left and right, but I'm learning from them. When I first started in the beginning trying to video, I didn't have succinct thoughts. It was really choppy. And now as I'm speaking more and more into this video, I'm sounding more fluid. Hopefully you can hear that through my voice versus the first videos when we first started talking about the book, YouTube Secrets. And lastly, about this last starting point is diversify. Diversify. There are 10 ways to monetize on YouTube. You're going to have to go through trial and error, and you may not be able to have speaking engagements yet. So that's something that you can't do on the list as of yet. So maybe some other ones on that top 10 will be able to make your income before you can jump into some other ones. So that's one way to diversify. Like they talk to you when you're wealth management and planning for your future. They talk about stocks and bonds and all these other things that are related financially for your particular, for example, retirement. And lastly, consistently delivering value must be your primary focus, no matter the monetization opportunities that come your way. So always deliver that value. Okay? All right, so you've heard from me. My notes, as well as the excerpts from YouTube Secrets from Sean Cannell and Benji Travis, Chapter 6, Monetizing on YouTube. The next video that you're going to see is the very last one of the 7 C's, is Chapter 7, Consistency. So that's it here from Chapter 6. So if you like what you see here on Blab Dad, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and always share this information so you may be able to make that cash on YouTube. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye.